more about connecting with individuals, on especially a streamer level. So I was streaming in Elder Scrolls Online. This is years ago. I probably had about 300 to 500 viewers, around there. And somebody popped in my chat and only said one thing. He said, I only have 12 followers, right? And I don't know what it was in particular. I could have very easily just ignored that. How easy would it be for any streamer or, you know, me to just, you know, okay, look at that, and then you read the next thing, and chat's moving pretty fast. But instead, I said, you know what, man? Now you have 13. So I clicked on his name. I tossed him a follow right there, just because I didn't know who he was. But you know, it sounded a little pathetic to me. He wasn't begging for follows, but he's just some guy that's trying to get started. So I tossed him his follow, which is why I encourage you guys to, like, if you're streamers, it's okay. You can talk about it. Streamers have to put themselves out there. I get it. Well, I go to his channel. And he is doing a great job. He is doing an absolutely great job. And he's doing it for 0 viewers. Like, literally no joke. I don't even think he was, like, usually you have 1 viewer when you're watching your own chat. I don't know how he did it, but he had 0 viewers, and he was just going to town. He was playing this puzzle game with robots and aliens and stuff, and he's just there. He's like, okay, so maybe this robot is actually from outer space, and maybe, okay, I think it probably connected the data on this computer, so if we solve this, I'm going to be able to go over here, that's going to be 2 steps over, and literally, like, he's talking to nobody. And I'm just like, watching him go, and, like, after 10 minutes, when he's literally just talking to nobody, but trying his best, I speak up, you know, I give him an exceptional hello, like, hello, right? How are you? What's going on? And he starts talking to me. He's telling me about this game. It sounded really dumb, and I didn't care about it. But I did care about him, and it seemed like he really was trying his best, and I was his 1 viewer. I watched him for about an hour. I laid out to increase my CP. Try to do the Calpheon daily routes. Those are pretty good until you have a 1-second cooking time. So after like an hour of talking about kind of nothing and just hanging out, I eventually said, you know, dude, you've got a good personality. You only get no viewers because nobody cares about this stupid game. Like, you're playing an Egyptian puzzle game. What are you doing? Stop doing that. Like, come over to Elder Scrolls with me. And he said, okay. So he comes over to Elder Scrolls. And, you know, sure enough, after, you know, a week, 2 weeks, he goes from 0 viewers to 5 to 6. He gets 10 people in his chat. And you know, he's never been happier. He has 10 viewers. He's hanging out with his buddies. And, you know, I gave him a host or 2 and stuff. And then he ended up just kind of building. And it got to the point where he was streaming for like 20, 30 people. And he loved it. And he's an extroverted personality, and he was doing great. Now, I never would have met him if not for this like little 1 comment in my chat, right? And I took this interest in him. Well, eventually, I go over to his stream. We had become friends at this point. It was like two months or so, maybe 3 months of him playing this game. I liked his stream, he liked mine. You know, we were just friends. And eventually, he's very open. He's very open about this. Lightning, thanks. And he talks about how his job was basically killing him. He was like, I need to get another job. And we've all had those dead-end job feelings where you're basically like, I have to get something else or die, almost. Maybe not to that extent. But he worked as a teacher. He worked as a teacher, early 20s, and he was teaching inner-city school kids. And I didn't really know how bad that situation was until he started describing it on stream. Mr. Chamber, why are you collecting that? Just spend energy trying to get some things for elixirs, which I haven't gotten yet. So he was talking about it on stream, how tough it was. He said, you know, half the kids there are 4 years older than the grade should be, you know, allowed. And, you know, you got 16-year-olds still in the class with 12-year-olds, and you just can't get them to sit down. You know, they're just always, they just swear at them. They swear at them all day long. You know, they literally spat at him. And he just felt like he was making no difference in the world. And it really bothered him. And he was having a hard time. And he was a teacher here for years already. And it was just like, it's just eating him up. And he was just saying like how he has to find another job and he doesn't know what he's going to do. So I said, you know, I've got this business. We travel the country. So, you know, you have to be in 3 cities a week. But it's pretty fun. It's sales. You know, you work with a great group of guys. I'll be there. You know, I'll train you. I'll teach you how to do this. Why don't you give me a call tomorrow? And he gets really excited about the opportunity. Well, we have like a good 2 or 3 hour long conversation. We go over all this stuff, and he had a fiance. So we went over all of this stuff, and it seemed like, you know, a dream company to him, and he absolutely loved it. So he said, let's do it, you know? So he pulls the trigger on it, which is a major part of success, being able to take action. And so he drove out to New Jersey from Indiana, and I met him, and he got to hang out with me and somebody else that I was training to take over the sales business as a manager. And we had the best time, let me just tell you. It was great. He's a very extroverted personality. We had a really, really good time. He filmed almost everything. He was trying to do YouTube stuff since like for years and make little clips of different things. Super humorous guy. There was this one time where I had my saxophone. I bought it because I love Epic Sax Guy, as you probably figured out. And I found once, I was just pricing out saxophones, and one of them on eBay had Blade on the side of it. And I was like, that's my saxophone. This is great. Yeah, Brox, it is. It is. So, you know, I bought a saxophone. I was practicing Epic Sax Guy in the hotel rooms at night after our sales stuff. And my other buddy here, Sybil, that was his online name. Oh, I actually literally I met online from Exceptional Agents with Tor. He was one of my very diligent raiding DPS players, right? He was very, very good at what he did. And whenever I had positions in the company, I looked for my old guild to hire because I already knew their work ethic. So one of my teammates is literally my old Sentinel DPS from my SWTOR guild, and my other teammate is somebody I met through streaming Twitch who just popped into my channel and said, hey, I have 12 followers, right? So that's why, you know, it's so important to realize these monitors really connect people on a real level, and it's important to put yourself out there and build these relationships. Well, the story gets even better. As so Sybil here, he was like a health nut. He actually got me into eating cabbage, and that's its whole own story we can tell another time. And so he's doing these push-ups. He was trying to do like 100 push-ups a day and stuff. That's true. This also isn't a warrior. This gear is not 250. You want to see it on the warrior? I'll show you. So Sybil's doing like these wave push-ups, and I've got my epic saxophone playing. And so like we just got this, and him having the eye that he had starts filming it. And he ends up getting this epic, it's not a GIF, it was a Vine, I guess. Yeah, it was 6 seconds of me blasting out Epic Sax Guy and one of our teammates like doing these wave push-ups. And it was just great. Like we had the best time, and you know, we all made a lot of money. He got some of the best paychecks he had ever had. And you know, as he did these presentations, I would pull him aside and I would say, hey, you know, if you change your intonation on these words, this is going to be a little better. And if you watch your body language here, this is how you can adapt your crowd control. And we all had a really good work ethic, and he loved it. Well, he flourished in the company for about 2, maybe almost 3 months. And, oh, double lobster, nice. And it got to the point where his fiance and him were getting married, you guys. His fiance and him were getting married. So he had to quit the company, but he pulled me aside, and he said this on stream. He said this on stream, so that's the only reason I feel comfortable telling you guys this, because otherwise, I mean, this is incredibly personal stuff. But he got to the point with his old job, teaching the kids that basically would spit at him, swear at him, just insult him endlessly. He could get nothing done. He got to the point where it was so dead end, he didn't feel he could get any other job. And he made the decision to drive off the road on the way to work one day. And he said the day he made that decision, he had a heart attack. He literally broke down when he was going to just end it. His body collapsed out of anxiety. He had a heart attack. He had to go to the hospital. And he told me, he's like, Blade, you know, you giving me this opportunity, this job, and training me, he's like, even though I can't stay in your company, he's like, I'm literally here because we went out of your way and became my friend. And like, it was the most touching thing. He's still one of my best friends to this day. He really is. And like, I mean, that's an amazing thing to hear, right? I love this guy. He's great. And you know, it was fantastic that he was able to get empowered this way. He left my company, ended up he married the love of his life. I went to his wedding. It was so great. And he's still a streamer to this day, though he does work. He ended up getting a new job in a new company that he didn't think he could get, right? That was the thing. When he was a teacher, he didn't feel like he could get other jobs. But going through my sales training and coaching and stuff, and seeing the books that I'm reading and reading them themselves, and being around the positive message that I have both in the guild and the company, he ended up being the best salesperson at his new job. And it's really, really cool. So I'm telling you guys this story because Mick and X just tossed me a host, and Strippin just tossed me a host. They're both really big streamers. You guys should know. I greatly appreciate both of them sharing their audience with me, and just know that if you guys are streamers, feel free to post it in chat. You know, it's all good. We're all people just doing our thing here. Just another gamer like you guys. So, but let me share with you his channel. He doesn't stream as much as I would like him to, but he's one of my best friends in the world here, and his name is Sean Offwhite. He often streams with his friends, sometimes with his wife, and yeah, it's just it's really cool. So I told that story, let's see, at 5 a.m. today. It's already 1 a.m. Wow. So I told that story about 19 hours ago. And when I told it, it just kind of had another impact on me, getting to relive a lot of that stuff. And the stream really appreciated it. So I think we're now gonna qualify that as like one of the top 26 BoQuest stories that I have. Usually they're pretty funny, but this one is just really meaningful. So good stuff, guys. Thanks for listening to that. Now we can listen to all of your questions about AP and where to grind. But yeah.